I passed a couple, young couple, like you, and they're speaking English, and they have a little child with them. The child is speaking English. And then I see a pass shortly after, a young couple, they're speaking Hebrew. The child is speaking Hebrew. So, what's the idea? Of course, the child is with his parents, and therefore language acquisition is from the home. I was told of a family where the father is very busy making a lot of money, and the wife is very busy spending a lot of money, and they have a Mexican maid, and the child started to speak Mexican. So that, there's no wonder, because that is the language the child is exposed to. Baruch Hashem, things are picked up in that way as such. It doesn't have to be a didactic type of teaching situation. So I just thought like this. What if the language that they were speaking would be the language of Torah, the language of Chesed ve'emes, the language of Chesed v'rachamim, the language of Vitur, the language of which is able to change or form the whole perspective of a child. This is not a chidush, but there's no question the language that goes on in our homes in every single one of these things is the language that our child will acquire, our children will acquire. And those are the things that when we're aware of it, we're just that much more careful to see to it that whatever our children are exposed to in our homes from us is the language of all these things. And just like they learn to speak English or Hebrew, they learn to speak the language of Torah and everything else as such. Just a machshava I wanted to share. The Yud Gimel Midos. Hashem kel rachum v'chanu ne'erach apayim rav chesed v'emes nosei chesed l'ofim nosei elbum v'teshev v'chatov v'nakeh. So the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah says a beautiful piece that ilmolei, if the lashon is used, ilmolei mikra kosav ef shalom ro melamed shenisatef HaKadosh Baruch Hu kishli tzibur. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was nisatef. He wrapped himself in a talus, so to speak, like a shliach tzibur. And the herald of Moshe Seder Tefillah. And he showed Moshe the Seder of the Yud Gimel Midos. And he said, Kol Zman Yisrael Chotim, whenever the Yidden are chayte, Yasu Lifonai Keseder Hazeh, V'ani Mocha Lehem. Let them Yasu, let them do this Seder, and I will be Mocha. So Reb Leib Chasman took issue when people say, when are we going to begin saying Shlichus? So immediately, it's going to be Motzei Shabbos. Not this Motzei Shabbos, it'll be next Motzei Shabbos, when we're going to say Shlichus. So he brought a marshal from the Chavetz Chaim, because he didn't like this term of when are we going to say Shlichus. He says the marshal of the Chavetz Chaim is that there was once a manager of a large factory where the boss called him in and said, listen, these are 13 tasks that have to be accomplished. And he wrote them all down. And he said, please see that these are taken care of properly. So, a few weeks later, they meet again, and the owner of the factory wants to know, did you do everything that I asked you? Yes, of course I did. What did you do? Every day I went through that list, and I read the list. It's disappointing. You read the list. You said the list, you read the list. That's not what I want to do. I want the list done. That's your job, is to look after it. Okay, so, Poshet. This is the idea too, says Yaakov Naiman, when he brought down the Chavetz Chaim. He says the following, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, every time, Klal Yisrael, when they're chaytu, Yasu Lefona, let them do the Yud Gimel Midas. For the Yud Gimel Midas to work, we have to live it and do it. Hashem, Lashon Rachman, Kale, Rachman, Erech Apayim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is slow to anger, we have to be slow to anger too. This is the way the Yud Gimel Midos work when it's Yasu. You're saying Me'asofel Achutz, that's the Lashon he uses. Saying it doesn't quite do it. It has to be done, Yasu, And that will see to it that Yis Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu will answer in kind when he sees that we're involved in the Yud and Gimel Midos in the fullest possible way. So, on Rosh Hashanah itself, we use bees' honey at our tables. Why bees' honey? What about the honey of tamari? Tamari has beautiful honey too also, and it's manufactured as well. A person can go to food stores to be able to get tamari. But most of the time, it's bees' honey. Many reasons, many practical reasons as well. But let me share two of the reasons that are ma'oros. And indeed, if Simna Milsa, if the sign itself is going to motivate us in the area of Torah and mitzvahs, these ideas will do as well. Rabbi Yitzchak Zilberstein says that when a person collects honey, even though he has all this protective gear, bees get in and a person gets stung. But that doesn't stop the person from collecting the honey. The honey is so sweet, despite the stings, the person persists and collects the honey. So too, sometimes Torah, living the life of Torah may be not the most convenient. I don't have to list the ideas for you. We understand well that everyone in his own situation. And therefore, despite the fact that there may be challenges, and it's not so simple every time, but Torah living, Torah learning is so geschmack, is so sweet, it's worth all of the challenges. Another idea. Kol hayetzim min hatameh is tameh. How can we have honey that comes out of a bee? A bee isn't even kosher. But we understand that the bee really is not, the honey is not a part of the bee. The bee carries the honey. It's like we carry a sack, so it carries a sack of honey. That's the way it is built. That's the way the body works. With a tamar, when you're dealing with dates, the honey is part of the date. It's part of the puri. So therefore, when the person dips, whatever he's dipping, into the honey, he is saying, Hashem, forgive me for the chatoim. It's not yes, I did what happened, it's true, but it's not truly my essence. I'm carrying it, I want to get rid of it. So therefore, when I want to do tshuva, please help me in the fullest way to be able to do tshuva. Related to our Parsha, Ki Savo, I heard from Rav Zelig Pliskin just 2 days ago, in the name of Rav Gifter. He said the following: V'samachta, at the end of Bikurim, V'samachta b'chol hatov asher nasan l'cha Hashem lekecha u'lebeisecha. You should be sameach l'chol tov. So Rav Gifter says, why does the Torah have to tell us to be sameach b'chol tov? The person has brought Bikurim, he's finished the harvesting of everything. He is happy anyway. Why should we have to remind him to have all the Chol Tov? So he says that, the Gifter said, that it is human nature. Yeshlo Mana, Reisa Messiah, person has 100, he wants 200. Always there's an insatiable appetite for more. Now there's a difference now. Is the person going to be always hungry, never satisfied, unzufrieden at all? Or is he happy with what he has and can want more too? He's mispalel for more in ruchnius and in gashnius too. If he appreciates what he has, and that's what the pasuk is saying, appreciate what you have. If you want more, fine. You can be mispalel for more and work for more too. Not at the expense of Torah mitzvahs, but within the parameters of proper hishtadlus. And therefore, you can be a happy person while living a life that does have ambition for more itself, but be appreciative of what you have. There is a famous Orach Chaim. The Orach Chaim says, what is this Chol Tov? The Tov is Torah. And he says the following, and you're all familiar with it. The Ein Tov El Torah. This is the Tov. She'im hayu b'nei adam margishin masikas v'arevis Tov. If people were able to really feel the sweetness of Torah, hayu mishtagim, they would just go out of their minds with happiness. U'mislatim achrel, they would go after it. V'lo yichoshe b'neihem, u'maleh olam kesef v'zahav lim'umah. There wouldn't be any concern of any of the wealth of the material wealth of the world, because they would feel the mesikas haTorah. And this is what the pasuk is referring to as well. So whether Lamaisa, it's the pashtus, as we say, of appreciating HaKadosh Baruch Hu's bounty, or the Torah itself, which is the greatest Torah that can be, we should be Zoich and Yetz Hashem, Mikol Hatzladim, and all of this is such.